I used to believe that my life was a series of meticulously scheduled moments, a quiet, predictable rhythm that offered the comfort of routine. Mornings were dedicated to the ritual of steaming coffee and a few pages of my favorite book, days were filled with the steady hum of work at a nondescript office, and evenings dissolved into the soft glow of my modest apartment. I prided myself on my orderliness, my ability to keep chaos at bay. Yet nothing could have prepared me for the day an innocuous digital receipt burst onto my screen and shattered everything I'd known. It was a drizzly Tuesday afternoon, and I was hunched over my desk, sifting through emails as I usually did, when I noticed one subject line that glowed amid the routine notifications. Your exclusive escape is confirmed. At first, I thought it must be a marketing error, a stray message from a travel website or a promotional newsletter I'd inadvertently subscribed to. But curiosity won over, and I clicked it. The email's layout was sleek and modern, its elegant fonts and carefully chosen words immediately commanding my attention. The message detailed a reservation at an opulent resort I had never visited, the Celestial Reverie Resort, and promised an evening of decadent late-night dinners at an elite restaurant called l'Étoile de Minute. There were precise details, a check-in time of 9:30 p.m., a dinner appointment at midnight, and even an itemized list of charges for gourmet courses and luxurious amenities. My pulse quickened as I reread the message. I could not recall having booked any such escape. I scrolled through my calendar, searched my past emails, and even checked my credit card history. Nothing. The reservation was as real as the digital receipts attached, but it was utterly alien to the carefully organized life I'd been leading. For a long, breathless moment, I sat there in stunned silence, my mind racing with questions. Who had arranged this? Was it an elaborate mistake or a carefully orchestrated invitation? And, most unsettling of all, had I, in some secret, impulsive moment, truly escaped to a world of opulence without even realizing it? I could feel a spark of something stirring deep inside me, a long-suppressed yearning for adventure, for passion, for the forbidden. My days had been painted in safe, muted tones, and I had grown accustomed to the dull comfort of routine. Yet that one email, so elegantly crafted and undeniably precise, whispered of a hidden life I had never dared to dream about. The idea was both exhilarating and terrifying. After agonizing over the message for what felt like an eternity, I made a decision. I would embrace this mystery. I typed a single word in response, yes, and hit send. In that instant, my world shifted. New messages flooded in. One confirmed the reservation at Celestial Reverie Resort, another reiterated the details of an exclusive dinner at l'Étoile de Minute, and yet another promised further instructions upon arrival. Each encrypted line was like a secret key, unlocking a door to a realm where indulgence, mystery, and hidden desires coexisted. That afternoon, as I sat in the quiet solitude of my office, I felt an electrifying tension between the life I'd always known and the unknown adventure beckoning me. The notion of escaping the ordinary, to trade spreadsheets and predictable lunches for a weekend of lavish luxury and decadent feasts, filled me with a heady mixture of trepidation and excitement. I recalled nights, long ago, when I had dreamed of being someone daring and free, unshackled by the mundane, dreams that I had carefully locked away in the safe confines of routine. Now, the digital receipt had become a call to arms, a declaration that I was ready to break free. When the workday finally ended, I hurried home with my mind reeling. Once in my apartment, I paced in the soft lamplight, my phone clutched tightly in my hand as I reread the confirmation email over and over. I marveled at how something as simple as a digital receipt could ignite such a powerful yearning within me. Determination mingled with fear as I began to prepare for what was fast approaching. I cleared my schedule for the evening, canceling my usual dinner plans, and with trembling hands, I started packing a small bag, essentials, a change of clothes, and a few personal treasures that I had always cherished but never thought to bring along on an impromptu escape. At precisely 7:30 p.m., I locked the door to my apartment and stepped out into the cool, drizzly night. The city, usually a quiet and unremarkable backdrop to my predictable life, now pulsed with an enigmatic energy. I hailed a rideshare, my heart pounding in anticipation, and as the sleek, black car pulled up, I couldn't help but feel that I was about to step into a secret world. I gave the driver the address for Celestial Reverie Resort, a luxurious oasis situated in an upscale district known for its exclusivity. As we drove away, I watched the familiar streets transform into a mosaic of designer storefronts, softly glowing boulevards, and hints of opulence that I had only ever glimpsed in magazines. The ride felt like an ascent into a new dimension, each mile a soft departure from the life I had known. I marveled at how the cityscape seemed to whisper promises of hidden treasures and undiscovered passion. Every flicker of a neon sign, every reflection in a rain-soaked window, was a gentle reminder that the extraordinary was just beyond the reach of routine. After what felt both brief and eternal, the car pulled up outside the Celestial Reverie Resort, a modern architectural marvel whose facade was a shimmering interplay of glass and stone. A discreet sign above the entrance glowed in elegant script. I stepped out into the cool night, my heart racing as I approached the grand entrance. A courteous valet greeted me, his smile both enigmatic and reassuring, and promptly took my bag. I was soon guided to the reception desk, where a refined attendant looked up and said, "Good evening, Ms. Langley. Your reservation is confirmed. Please, enjoy your exclusive stay." His voice was soft and measured, and his knowing tone sent a ripple of both surprise and delight through me. I had never shared my true name with anyone, yet here it was spoken as though I were already a cherished guest. With a sleek keycard in hand, I was directed toward the private elevator. The ascent was a quiet ritual, the gentle chime of the elevator, the soft hum of modern technology, and the gradual revelation of a world that I had only dared to dream about. When the doors opened on the 12th floor, I stepped into a corridor lined with plush carpeting and tasteful, modern art. At the end of the hall, Suite 1207 awaited me, its door adorned with elegant, embossed numerals. I swiped the keycard, and the door opened with a soft, reassuring chime that felt like the opening of a new chapter. Inside, the suite was a sanctuary of refined luxury. Floor-to-ceiling windows framed a panoramic view of the glittering cityscape, a tapestry of shimmering lights and deep, mysterious shadows that stretched out to infinity. The decor was an artful blend of modern minimalism and classic touches, a sumptuous king-size bed draped in crisp white linens, a cozy seating area arranged around a sleek coffee table, and subtle accents, a vase of fresh roses, a collection of art books, that hinted at the refined tastes of the elite. I set my bag down and allowed myself a moment of awe. The space was so different from my mundane apartment. It was a dream realized, a place that promised both indulgence and intimacy. Barely had I settled when another encrypted message buzzed on my phone. Decadent dinner confirmed at La Nuit d'Emeraude. Meet there at midnight. Your forbidden rendezvous awaits. A thrill shot through me. I retrieved a second envelope from the bedside table, opened it, and found a handwritten note in graceful calligraphy. Tonight, leave behind the ordinary. Savor every flavor, every whispered secret at La Nuit d'Emeraude. Your escape is complete. Every word was a promise that the night would be filled with opulence, mystery, and the daring pursuit of passion. I felt a blend of anticipation and trepidation. The idea of an intimate dinner with a forbidden admirer was both exhilarating and a little terrifying. It meant stepping into a world of vulnerability that I had long kept hidden. I refreshed quickly, changing into another outfit I had prepared, a sleek, black dress with intricate lace details that exuded both sophistication and a hint of rebellion. With every careful application of makeup, a bold red lip, softly defined eyes, I felt layers of hesitation peel away, revealing a woman ready to embrace the unknown. I took one last look at my reflection and felt a surge of confidence that I had never experienced before. At 9:45 p.m., I left the suite and made my way back to the hotel lobby, where a rideshare was waiting to transport me to La Nuit d'Emeraude. The car ride was an introspective passage, a quiet retreat from the clamor of the city, where each raindrop on the window and every glimmer of neon outside whispered secrets of hidden possibilities. I watched, mesmerized, as the familiar streets transformed into an upscale district filled with promises of a night that would forever change me. The car pulled up outside La Nuit d'Emeraude, a grand, stately building with ornate detailing and softly lit windows that beckoned like a secret lover's smile. I stepped out into the cool, dewy night, my heart pounding with anticipation, and approached the entrance. The door swung open with a quiet grace, and I stepped into an interior that was nothing short of enchanting. The dining room was bathed in a warm, golden glow. Every table was set with meticulous care, crisp linens, gleaming silverware, and a single, carefully arranged red rose that seemed to embody the promise of the forbidden. I was led to a reserved table in a secluded corner, where I took my seat with a mixture of nervous excitement and quiet determination. The first course arrived, a delicate amuse-bouche of truffle-infused mushroom tartlet that was as much a work of art as it was a burst of flavor. Every bite was a revelation, a fleeting taste of indulgence that awakened senses I had long believed were dulled by routine. Course after course followed, a velvety lobster bisque that warmed me from within, a perfectly seared sea bass dressed with a subtle citrus reduction that danced on my tongue, and finally, a dessert of caramel-infused creme brulee whose crackling top promised the sweet taste of forbidden luxury. The experience was not merely a meal, it was a symphony of sensations, a carefully orchestrated journey that celebrated the art of living boldly. Between courses, I found myself glancing around the room, as if seeking a clue to the identity of the forbidden admirer mentioned in the note. Every discreet smile, every hushed exchange among other diners, seemed to carry a secret language of its own, one that spoke of shared adventures, of hidden desires that defied the mundane. In those quiet, charged moments, I realized that I was not alone in my search for something extraordinary. I was part of a silent community of souls daring enough to step into the unknown. As the final notes of the piano faded and I savored the last delicate spoonful of crème brûlée, my phone vibrated once more. Your intimate rendezvous awaits at the posh hotel bar. Proceed now. My heart leapt. I gathered my belongings with a sense of urgency and a tender sadness that the evening was drawing to a close. I left La Nuit d'Emeraude with a head full of exquisite memories and hailed a rideshare to transport me back through rain-kissed streets to the Celestial Luxe Hotel. The car ride back was a time of quiet reflection, a silent journey through the transformed cityscape, where every glistening puddle and every neon glow seemed to echo the extraordinary night I had just lived. My mind replayed every detail, the opulent check-in, the sumptuous dinner, and the promise of the forbidden embodied in every carefully encrypted message. Arriving back at the hotel, I returned to the sanctuary of my suite, where I sank into the plush comfort of my favorite armchair by the window. I opened my journal and began to write, trying desperately to capture the myriad emotions that had surged through me, the thrill of decadent indulgence, the tender vulnerability of whispered secrets, and the quiet yet persistent hope that the journey I had embarked upon was only the beginning of something life-changing. I awoke to a soft light creeping in through the thick curtains of my suite at Celestial Luxe, the luxurious resort that had become my temporary haven. Even now, as I sat on the edge of the king-sized bed, I could still feel the echoes of the night before vibrating through every fiber of my being. Digital receipts on my phone had once exposed a secret escape into a realm of opulence and decadence, an escape that took me to lavish late-night dinners, where every course and every whispered conversation felt as if it were curated exclusively for me. Now, in the quiet aftermath of that transformative evening, I found myself suspended between the lingering enchantment of luxury and the dawning reality of a life that I was only beginning to truly live. In the dim early light, I reviewed the details of the night on my phone, a series of digital confirmations that had not only validated my reservation at Celestial Luxe Resort but had also itemized a gourmet dinner at La Nuit d'Emeraude. Every detail was precise, from the elegant typography to the unmistakable signature of indulgence printed on each receipt. I recalled the exquisite taste of the truffle-infused amuse-bouche, the rich and velvety lobster bisque that warmed me from the inside out, and the masterfully prepared sea bass that danced with hints of citrus. Each dish had been a carefully orchestrated symphony of flavors, a rebellion against the bland routine that had previously defined my everyday. I rose and slowly walked to the floor-to-ceiling window. The city sprawled beneath me in a glittering mosaic of light and shadow. The urban landscape, which once appeared so monotonous, now shimmered with hidden possibilities. I felt as though I were witnessing the city for the first time, a place where every illuminated street corner whispered secrets and every passing car held a promise of adventure. I sat there for a long while, absorbing the scene and silently thanking the mysterious forces that had set my new journey in motion. After a moment of quiet reflection, I moved over to my writing desk. I pulled out my journal, a battered leather-bound book that had accompanied me through many ordinary days, and began to record every detail of the past night. I wrote about the surreal thrill of receiving that first encrypted email, the flutter of excitement as I discovered digital receipts detailing a reservation at an elite resort, and the heady rush of flavors that had transformed dinner into an unforgettable sensory experience. With each sentence, I felt the old me, so cautious, so bound by routine, dissolve into the person I was becoming, a seeker of beauty, a connoisseur of secret escapes, and a woman unafraid to embrace the lavish and the forbidden. The act of writing was cathartic. My pen traced words that described not only the physical details, the lush decor of Celestial Luxe, the delicate plating of gourmet dishes, the softly lit corridors of the resort, but also the intense emotions that surged through me. I recalled how, during the dinner at La Nuit d'Emeraude, I'd watched the soft interplay of candlelight on the tablecloth and felt the palpable tension of anticipation in the air. The restaurant had been more than a dining room, it had been an intimate stage on which a delicate drama of desire and secrecy had played out. I described the secret smiles exchanged with fellow diners, the subtle glances that spoke of shared complicity in a world where the mundane was left far behind. Every word I wrote was an act of liberation, a declaration that I was choosing to live a life of passion and risk. By late morning, a new energy had taken root within me. Inspired by the vivid recollections of the past evening, I decided to leave the resort for a few hours to explore the city anew. I dressed casually yet elegantly, a soft cashmere sweater paired with tailored trousers, and stepped out into the brisk, rain-kissed streets. The city, still awash in the afterglow of night, was transformed. Every puddle on the sidewalk shimmered under the soft reflection of streetlights, and the air was filled with a gentle, electric hum. I wandered through the urban landscape, and with each step, I felt as if I were retracing the journey of my awakening, discovering hidden corners and subtle wonders that I had never noticed before. I found myself drawn to a small, tucked-away art gallery in the heart of the downtown district. The gallery's windows displayed a series of bold, evocative paintings that seemed to capture the very essence of what I had experienced over the weekend, a tumultuous mix of vulnerability, passion, and unbridled freedom. Inside, the space was intimate, the lighting soft and inviting. I spent nearly an hour wandering among the exhibits, absorbing the colors and textures of each piece, feeling as though the art was reflecting my own inner metamorphosis. In one painting, a riot of color exploded in abstract forms, a visual echo of the emotions I'd felt as I savored each course at La Nuit d'Emeraude. I lingered in silence before each canvas, allowing the art to whisper to me of dreams and possibilities long buried beneath the weight of routine. Returning to the Celestial Luxe Hotel later that afternoon, I felt a renewed sense of determination. The digital receipts and encrypted messages that had disrupted my life were no longer mysterious anomalies, they were keys to a new way of being, a way of living that embraced every hidden luxury and secret escape. Back in my suite, I sat once more at my writing desk and poured my thoughts into my journal, each entry a record of my transformation. I wrote of the sensations that had overwhelmed me during those secret escapes, the taste of gourmet delicacies, the soft murmur of conversations in hidden dining rooms, and the electric thrill of knowing that I had finally dared to step into a life that was both decadent and dangerous. As evening approached, my phone buzzed with yet another encrypted alert. Your journey is not over. Tonight at 8 p.m., join us at the Verdant Atrium. Discover more hidden wonders. My heart leapt at the message. The Verdant Atrium was a name I had heard whispered among those in the know, a secret venue where nature, art, and luxury converged in an intimate setting. Without hesitation, I responded with a single yes, and felt the familiar surge of anticipation. This was not a one-off escape but part of a continuum, a series of secret invitations that promised to peel back the layers of my former life and reveal a richer, more vibrant self. The rest of the day passed in a joyful haze of preparation. I chose an outfit that resonated with the evolution I felt inside, a flowing, emerald green dress that caressed my skin with every step, paired with delicate silver jewelry that caught the light in subtle glints. I spent extra time on my hair and makeup, not to transform myself completely, but to highlight the woman I was becoming, a woman bold enough to embrace every secret, every whispered promise of a hidden world. At 7:30 p.m., I left my suite once again, my steps light and resolute, and hailed a rideshare to the Verdant Atrium. The car ride was a meditative journey through a city that seemed newly alive with the vibrancy of hidden dreams. The familiar streets, bathed in the soft glow of streetlights, looked different, each building, every window, appeared to pulse with the quiet magic of possibility. When the car finally pulled up outside the Verdant Atrium, a sleek, modern building tucked away in a quiet corner of the city, I stepped out and paused for a moment. I took a deep breath, letting the cool night air fill my lungs, and pushed open the door. Inside, I was greeted by a world that was both serene and surreal. The atrium was designed as a sanctuary for those who sought to reconnect with the beauty of life, a harmonious blend of indoor gardens, art installations, and intimate seating areas bathed in soft, natural light. The gentle sound of water trickling from a small fountain mingled with the quiet murmur of conversation, creating an atmosphere that was at once refreshing and deeply introspective. I was shown to a secluded table set near a large window overlooking a quiet courtyard. The table was adorned with a simple vase of freshly cut lilies and a single, flickering candle that cast delicate shadows across the polished surface. As I took my seat, I felt a profound sense of peace, a temporary suspension from the chaos of the outside world, a moment to simply be present and allow the transformative energy of the escape to seep into every corner of my soul. Throughout the evening at the Verdant Atrium, I found myself drawn into intimate conversations with fellow guests, individuals who, like me, had embraced the call to explore life beyond the mundane. One guest, a soft-spoken sculptor named Marisol, shared her story of how secret retreats had rekindled her creative spirit, inspiring her to sculpt works that captured the essence of unbridled emotion. Another, a quietly intense writer named Dominique, spoke of the liberating power of vulnerability, of how every secret escape was a rebellion against a life lived in quiet resignation. Their words resonated deeply within me, and I began to understand that this journey was not merely about luxury or indulgence, it was about rediscovering the self, peeling back the layers of safety, and allowing the authentic, vibrant core of my being to shine through. I savored every course served that night, a light salad bursting with the freshness of heirloom tomatoes, followed by a velvety butternut soup with just a hint of ginger, and a main dish that was a masterpiece of culinary art. With every bite, I felt a connection to the earth and a reminder that true luxury was not just in the opulent surroundings, but in the delicate interplay of flavors and the emotional resonance they carried. The meal was a meditation on the art of living, a celebration of every secret pleasure that life had to offer. As the evening slowly gave way to night, I allowed myself a moment of quiet introspection, reflecting on the journey that had led me here. I felt a deep gratitude for the digital receipts and encrypted messages that had disrupted my old, predictable life and ushered me into a realm of hidden wonders. I realized that every secret escape, every forbidden rendezvous, was a step toward rediscovering a version of myself that I had long kept locked away, a version that was unafraid, passionate, and fiercely alive. At the close of the night, as I bid farewell to the intimate circle of new acquaintances and left the verdant atrium with a heart full of renewed hope, I hailed a rideshare back to Celestial Lux Hotel. The journey through rain-glazed streets and softly lit boulevards was a quiet, reflective time, a meditative interlude where I replayed every precious moment of the evening in my mind. The city, once mundane and predictable, now shimmered with the possibility of secret adventures and intimate connections. I realized that I was no longer content to live in the shadows of routine. I was embracing a life illuminated by the hidden luxuries that had awakened my soul. Back in the sanctuary of my suite, I sank into the plush comfort of my favorite armchair by the floor-to-ceiling window. I opened my journal once again, my pen eager to capture every nuance of the night, every taste, every whispered secret, every heartbeat that echoed with the promise of the forbidden. With each word, I vowed to continue this journey of self-rediscovery, to welcome every secret invitation with an open heart, and to never again allow the safety of predictability to stifle the passionate, unrestrained beauty of life. As I closed my journal and the soft hum of the city lulled me into quiet contemplation, I realized that this escape was not merely an isolated adventure but a beginning, a new chapter in a life transformed by the pursuit of hidden wonders. Each encrypted message was a reminder that the extraordinary was always just a whisper away, that the luxury of secret escapes was an invitation to live boldly and authentically. And so, with a heart full of hope and a soul ready to embrace the unknown, I resolved to carry this newfound passion with me into every new day. I woke one early morning to a sky streaked with the soft blush of dawn, a quiet promise that the secrets of the night before would not fade into memory but instead shape my tomorrow. As I lay there in the quiet solitude of my suite at Celestial Lux Resort, I could still feel every echo of the forbidden journey that had so unexpectedly upturned my existence. It was as if every moment of that night, every exquisite taste, every hushed conversation, every lingering glance, had imprinted itself on my soul, leaving me forever altered. For so long, my life had been a careful composition of predictable notes, a steady routine that offered the safety of repetition and the comfort of familiarity. Mornings were marked by the rhythmic clink of my coffee cup against the saucer, days spent in the humdrum of work, and nights that passed with the muted light of my modest apartment. I had come to believe that there was beauty in routine, but I had never imagined that the extraordinary lay just beyond its borders, waiting for the courage to step through a door I had never dared open. That fateful Tuesday afternoon, when the email alert first appeared on my screen with its subject line, "Your exclusive escape is confirmed, luxury stay and elegant dinner rendezvous," my heart had pounded with both excitement and apprehension. I had reread the message multiple times, trying to reconcile the promise of opulent reservations and an intimate dinner date with the quiet, predictable life I'd always known. Yet something in those carefully chosen words had stirred a long-dormant desire, a hunger for the unknown, for a life unfettered by the mundane. Over the ensuing days, that initial spark had grown into a blazing fire. I had allowed myself to be led by the trail of encrypted messages and digital receipts, each one a secret key that unlocked another door to a hidden world of luxury and indulgence. I'd found myself whisked away on a series of clandestine escapes, lavish stays in sumptuous suites where every detail was designed to enchant, and decadent dinner dates at elite restaurants where each course was a masterpiece. And amid those moments, there was the elusive presence of an unknown man, a forbidden admirer whose name and face had been hinted at, if not fully revealed, in those tantalizing messages. Tonight, as I sit in the soft afterglow of early morning, I reflect on the crescendo of that transformative weekend. In the quiet moments just before sunrise, I reread every encrypted message, every digital receipt, and every word of that initial email, realizing that they were not merely instructions, they were invitations to discover the parts of myself I'd long kept hidden. I began to understand that the journey I had embarked upon was more than an escape, it was an awakening. I remember the first evening vividly. After accepting the invitation with a single, trembling yes, I spent that afternoon in a state of almost surreal anticipation. I meticulously prepared for the escape, choosing outfits that reflected both refined elegance and a daring allure. I selected a midnight blue dress that clung to my curves with effortless grace, paired with a tailored blazer that spoke of quiet confidence. As I applied a bold red lip and softly defined my eyes, I caught a glimpse of a woman in the mirror who I had never seen before, a woman who radiated possibility and the promise of a life lived passionately. That evening, I left my apartment and boarded a sleek rideshare that whisked me away into a transformed city. The familiar streets had morphed into an urban tapestry of glimmering lights and discreet corners that whispered secrets. With every passing block, I felt the steady pull of a destiny I had always feared yet secretly craved. The car glided through upscale districts until it finally pulled up outside Celestial Luxe Resort, a modern architectural marvel whose glass facade reflected the myriad hues of the setting sun. As I stepped out into the cool air, I could feel my heart pounding in anticipation of the unknown. Inside the resort, I was greeted by an attendant who, with a soft smile, addressed me by name, Ms. Langley, a detail that sent a thrill through me. It was as though my participation in this secret escape had been foretold long before I had even seen that email alert. The attendant confirmed my reservation for Suite 1207 on the 12th floor and handed me a sleek keycard. The private elevator ride was a silent ascent into a realm where the familiar fell away and a new, opulent world beckoned. When the doors finally opened, I stepped into a corridor lined with plush carpeting and tasteful art, and at the end of that hall, my suite awaited, an oasis of refined luxury that seemed to pulse with quiet promises. Inside Suite 1207, the world looked different. The floor-to-ceiling windows offered an expansive view of the city, a glittering mosaic that stretched out beneath me, alive with hidden wonders. The decor was a harmonious blend of modern minimalism and classic elegance, a king-size bed draped in crisp white linens, a comfortable seating area bathed in soft light, and personal touches, a vase of fresh roses, a carefully arranged stack of art books, that hinted at the refined tastes of someone who cherished both beauty and privacy. I set my bag on a polished console table and sank into the plush sofa, the enormity of what was happening slowly dawning on me. This wasn't just a getaway, it was a declaration that I was ready to reclaim a part of myself that had long been dormant. Almost immediately, another encrypted message appeared on my phone, decadent dinner confirmed at La Nuit d'Emeraude. Your forbidden rendezvous awaits at midnight. My pulse quickened as I read the message. I retrieved a second envelope from the bedside table, and inside I found a handwritten note in elegant cursive that reiterated the details with a poetic flourish. Tonight, step away from the ordinary. Savor the sumptuous flavors and let the night reveal the beauty of the forbidden. That note, so carefully penned, was a call to leave behind everything familiar and embrace the unknown. I refreshed myself quickly, changing into another outfit, a sleek black dress with intricate lace detailing, and applied a fresh layer of makeup. Each step of preparation was a gentle shedding of my old self, replaced by a new, bold identity eager for transformation. At 9:45 p.m., I stepped out of Suite 1207 and into the cool, expectant night. I hailed another rideshare, the car's interior echoing with the soft hum of anticipation as we navigated rain-kissed streets and upscale districts glowing under the twilight. Every moment of that ride was a promise, a quiet testament to the fact that I was no longer living the predictable life I once knew, but stepping into a realm of secret luxury and untamed desire. The car finally pulled up outside La Nuit d'Emeraude, a building that exuded timeless elegance. Its ornate facade and softly lit windows beckoned like a whispered invitation. I stepped out and approached the entrance, my heart pounding with a mix of excitement and trepidation. The door opened to reveal a dining room bathed in warm, golden light, where the soft strains of a live piano intertwined with the gentle murmur of discreet conversation. I was led to a reserved table in a secluded corner, where every detail, from the crisp white linens to the solitary red rose in a slender vase, was arranged to evoke intimacy and elegance. As I sat there, I could feel the weight of the night's promise settling over me. The first course arrived, a delicate amuse-bouche of truffle-infused mushroom tartlet, its flavors bursting on my tongue like a secret only meant for me. With each subsequent course, a velvety lobster bisque that wrapped me in its warmth, a main dish of perfectly seared sea bass drizzled with a tangy citrus reduction, and a final dessert of caramel-infused creme brulee that crackled softly under my spoon, I felt my senses awaken to a depth of pleasure I had never known. The meal was not simply nourishment, it was an artful, decadent ritual, a carefully choreographed celebration of the forbidden. Between courses, I stole glances around the room, my eyes searching for any sign of the mysterious man hinted at in the encrypted messages. Every so often, a discreet smile or a shared glance among the elegantly dressed diners suggested that I was not alone in this clandestine quest. There was a palpable sense of shared excitement, as if everyone in that room had secretly chosen to step into a world where every moment was a testament to the beauty of living beyond the ordinary. As the final notes of the piano faded and I savored the last spoonful of crème brûlée, another message arrived: "Your intimate rendezvous awaits at the posh hotel bar. Proceed now." My heart pounded as I gathered my belongings, the exquisite flavors and subtle intimacies of the evening swirling in my mind. I left La Nuit d'Emeraude with a quiet sense of fulfillment and stepped back out into the night, where a rideshare awaited to take me to my final destination, a posh hotel bar that promised the culmination of this secret escape. The journey back was a reflective passage through rain-kissed streets and softly glowing boulevards, each moment a quiet reminder that I was emerging from a world of hidden luxury into one where every secret was a step toward my true self. When the car pulled up outside the posh hotel, a refined, elegant building whose understated facade concealed a world of intimate indulgence, I stepped out into the cool night and made my way to the upper-floor lounge. Inside, the posh hotel bar was a realm of refined mystery. The space was softly lit, with ambient hues of blue and silver casting gentle shadows over plush seating and the polished surface of crystal glasses. I chose a secluded seat at the far end of the bar and ordered a cocktail, a signature creation whose delicate balance of bitter citrus and exotic spice seemed to capture the essence of the night. As I sipped slowly, my thoughts drifted back over every moment of the evening, the sumptuous dinner, the whispered intimacies, and the secret invitations that had led me here. I felt a profound transformation within me. Every discreet message, every carefully encrypted email and digital receipt, had peeled away the layers of my old self, revealing a woman bold enough to savor life's forbidden luxuries and intimate escapades. In the quiet hum of the posh hotel bar, I found that the boundaries between fear and desire had blurred into a single, exhilarating pulse, a promise that I was now capable of living fully, unburdened by the constraints of a predictable existence. As the hour grew late and the bar's ambient music softened into a gentle lullaby, I knew that the night was drawing to a close, but the journey, the transformation, was only beginning. I spent a few quiet, reflective moments there, savoring the delicate balance of vulnerability and newfound freedom, before finally bidding farewell to that elegant enclave of secret indulgence. I hailed a rideshare and journeyed back to my suite, the car's interior a quiet cocoon where every raindrop and every flash of neon reflected the vibrant memories of the night. Back in the sanctuary of my suite, I sank into my favorite armchair by the floor-to-ceiling window, gazing out at the city, a sprawling tapestry of light and shadow that now held endless promise. I opened my journal and began to write, each word an affirmation of the extraordinary path I had chosen. I captured the sumptuous flavors of the meal, the elegance of the hotel, and the tender, transformative connection that had blossomed in the hidden corridors of that secret escape. With every sentence, I felt the gentle stirring of a new self emerging, a self unafraid to chase after passion, to seek out the forbidden, and to embrace a life of hidden wonders. Throughout the following days, I carried the luminous energy of that transformative night with me. The ordinary became extraordinary, a smile from a stranger, a quiet conversation in a bustling cafe, the subtle interplay of light on rain-dappled sidewalks. Each moment was now a reminder that the extraordinary was always within reach if I dared to look. I began to live each day with an open heart, eager to uncover the hidden layers of life and to continue writing my own narrative of passion and authenticity. As I now prepare to face a new day, I know that the journey I embarked upon will never truly end. The encrypted messages that once exposed secret luxury reservations and elegant dinner dates with an unknown man have become the keys to a world of endless possibility, a world where every secret escape is a stepping stone toward discovering who we really are. I close my journal with a deep sense of gratitude and anticipation, knowing that the extraordinary lies in the willingness to embrace every hidden invitation, every whispered promise of the forbidden.